It was never said before that night. So when I got up there and I spoke and I told them what I'm telling you, that you are special, that you have a power in you, and that power made you, and that power is the one that heals you. So I got away from innate, that is, not using it. And lo and behold, it became a household word. You hear it much today, don't you, huh? Yeah, self-center started it. Now, what is innate? Innate means to be born inside. But the power was never born. Think of it. Never born. That spirit was never born. Never. So how can you call it innate? Never. And this is what we're lacking, the spirit in us. You can find it in Genesis 6:3-4. And it tells you, and the Lord took the spirit away from man, which means male and female, and man, male or female, shall live no longer than 125 years. Now read the rest of it. Because he is flesh. Flesh. And the blood contained the life. Prior to that, the blood didn't have the life. And we know that we want to know somebody's alive. What do? Feel for a pulse. A pulse. Blood. And the blood became taboo. Do not eat flesh with the blood in it, because it contains the life. Now, but when we look at ourselves as innate builders, we will see that some of the so-called commandments that were given to us are violated in us. And those commandments were not given to us for outside, but for inside. And all of you know that when you eat, the proteins and the fats, the proteins get broken down to what we call amino acids, and the fats get broken down into fatty acids, and finally, both of them come together and dump themselves into the heart. Anybody disagrees with that? This is anatomy and physiology, is it not? Don't you see what we have done? We have altered ourselves inside. And this is a violation to the Holy Spirit. And we're cut off. How can we live just 500-600 years without a spirit? We think of so much of the plaque inside of our vessel. And we think of our pressure being high or too low. But who thinks about what is wrong with our bones? Outside of arthritis, I feel it in my bones. And what do the bones really do? What is their job? Their job is to convey the Holy Spirit. Yes, it goes through the bones. And our bones today are skeletons, meaning in the Greek language, dry bones, or mummies, or zombies. We are the living dead. We are the zombies. But now is the time to revert back to our original structure, to make changes inside of us. And this is why chiropractic came here. Not so much to become, as we like to think of it, as another healing art, but came here as a precursor, a forerunner, to start making these changes. And every time you chiropractors serve a person, that person is making that change. And when that person finally dies, every adjustment or service that we, the chiropractors, give it, takes it with it, and when it is reincarnated, it comes into the world with it. So, when we know it that way, do we ever have a failure? Do we? No. 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 There's more to heaven and earth than your philosophy, Horatio, remember. There's more to the unseen that these mortal eyes cannot see. More. And this is where we're going. This is the place. Now there are movies that can help us understand some of these things. And Brian Corrigan here introduced us to one called Harvey. Anybody see it? You sure? Anybody else? If not, get yourself a copy. Harvey by
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart. And it's a beautiful, beautiful picture.